hi, surprise.
Surprise.
We're doing It's a Thing live on the DTNS channels.
Together.
What? If you're not familiar, It's a Thing is a show that Molly and I have been doing for a long time. 10 seasons.
10 seasons. This is also,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of tension on that other show in its 10th season.
But this one also.
But we are, in fact.
And this is the better show, I say,
10
because I'm doing it right.
Well, it's funny
seasons for the
because
record.
this is its 10th season, but 13 years.
Yeah.
We're actually like a slightly longer duration.
Right. That's true. Oh, wow.
We predate DTNS.
We do. In fact, the DTNS Patreon was originally an It's a Thing Patreon when I created it, because I heard about Patreon on TechCrunch, created an It's a Thing Patreon and said, should we do this? And Molly and I were like, I don't know, should we? And they were like, nah.
Nah, that seems crazy.
So when
Never
Daily
take
Tech
off.
News Show needed a Patreon, I was like, oh, I still have that Patreon for It's a Thing I created.
Yeah. We're like, no one wants to hear that.
That's funny.
Oh, stop. What the
Who would
error?
want that?
Okay, I think we're okay.
So tell your friends we're live on the YouTubes and the Twitches.
On the cyberspace.
And the Discords.
Mm-hmm.
But I
And
am
on the
so
Discords.
sorry, Discord friends. I cannot join you today because due to this poor internet situation, I can't download the update. I'm like a person with the Xbox.
You don't have it on your phone either, huh?
I have it on my phone, but I'm not logged in, and I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
I have a password saved in Bitwarden. And if I change the
That's
password,
all,
then
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be effed across every device.
This is worse than sharing images between two phones.
That's like why I'm not logged into Threads on desktop. I'm just like, every time I go to do it, I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah,
This is too much.
I
Yeah.
did actually. I was really proud, and then I saved my password in Bitwarden, so it's there now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to go through this again. But I haven't done any of this rigmarole with Discord, and today is not that day. Not today, Satan.
Yarp.
Yeah, man.
But maybe I'll just peek over Tom's corner when it's time for like the clap and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess we won't have to clap.
The clap is kind of irrelevant. It's mostly for syncing.
We can
YouTube.
clap for tradition's sake, but we don't need it
We don't have to clap.
for syncing. Yeah.
So weird.
Right?
The realization.
This is the first time we've done It's a Thing in person, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can I say something super crazy? Earlier, when I sat down to start this, I was like, I think Tom and I have only ever podcasted in person like a few times, other than the 1,500 episodes over 6 years that we did together every day in the same fucking studio.
But those don't count.
And our offices were next door to each other.
It sounds like a rounding error.
Except
to
for
me.
that.
But
Yeah.
that was like a different guy. I was like, what is wrong with me?
That's hilarious. Well,
Yeah.
literally we are, cells replaced. We're different
Yeah,
people.
We are different
So-
people. Oh my God.
Spoiler.
That's funny.
Yeah. Thank God I didn't say that out loud.
Would have been a
Okay,
real
so
doozy.
is it bad if I follow up on a story I promised on Good Day Internet and tell them it's a thing instead?
No, because you're on the stream, so it's fine now.
Yeah, we're on the
That's
stream.
true.
Good
It's on
call.
it's on the same channel.
There's a continuity of channel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shared universe. So I went downstairs when I first got here. I like set up everything, and I was like, okay, I just need a bottle of water and some coffee. So I go down to the Quiznos, I grab my bottle of water, and I say like, do you have coffee? And the woman who's actually behind the counter taking the sandwich order is like, oh, I'm sorry, no. But the woman who's clearly the manager says, yeah, we do. And then points to the empty space where there is no coffee.
Right.
And the woman behind
That's
the
not
counter
good.
is like, it's coming, not sure when. And I'm like, do you have any guess about when it might come? I'll just come back later. The woman who's the manager, well, let me find out.
Oh, hot damn.
Takes out her phone.
Oh boy.
I was like, oh, you don't have to do that. I really don't want to wait around to find out. It's not that important to me. She's like, I'll make sure. Are you nearby? I was like, yeah, I'm right upstairs. She's like, okay, well, hold on. So she's on the phone, like, well, 9:15. Like, I guess that's when it was supposed to arrive. So I go ahead and I check out because I'm not waiting. The woman who's running the register is like, hi. Give her the water. And then I get checked out. And then the woman on the manager is like, 1 minute. Well, hold on.
Oh God.
And I'm just like,
And you're like, I'm
"Okay."
in over my head.
Okay. She gets off the phone. She's like, well, they were supposed to be here a while ago, but they say about 20 minutes, but it shouldn't take them that long. And I was like, okay, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll come back down later. She's like, sorry about that. And I'm like, no, it's totally fine.
Rich probably can't relate to what we're about to say because he lives in Ohio where folks are nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's confusing
Yes.
when people are that nice and put that much effort in. And then you're like, I'm in over my head and I want to back. Because I just thought you'd be like,
I don't
no.
want, and I was really nice. I was never rude, but I was like, I don't really need you to do that. It's
Right.
just a cup of coffee. And I had coffee. It was if it had been my first cup of coffee, I might have been like, oh no, yeah, I need you to do that.
I'll wait.
But it was my second. So it was like, this is an optional cup of coffee, right? Arguably I don't need it. So this can be the universe telling me I don't need it. But I did go back down to get my lunch later to get a sandwich. And when I did, the coffee was there and she was like, oh, I'm glad you got
She
the
remembered
coffee."
you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Oh, the coffee
You're
guy's
so
back.
nice here.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Ohio, I would have paid for the coffee, said I'd come back for it, and then never show my face there again.
Right, right.
Out of just pure embarrassment /
Well, because you don't want to have to talk again.
yeah.
too.
Oh no.
It's like-
Yeah, I would give up coffee for the rest of my life on principle.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I would give up coffee. I know, Cliff Singer, that does seem like a totally normal interaction. And we live in California where everyone's just kind of a low-key dick.
I mean, in LA, in San Francisco, they would have been a low key dick. In LA, they would have been a very friendly dick.
Right.
In LA, it would have been
no
like, oh, sorry, man. I
effort.
don't know when it's coming. Bummer.
Yeah.
Would you like a sandwich? Or, like some like low effort
We had
attempt
this.
to, yeah.
Do you have coffee
In San Francisco,
usually?
they'd be like, why do you need that?
Like, there's just no coffee. I don't
And in
know.
Oakland, they'd be
it's
like, "No."
confusing. Yeah, the lady running the sandwich counter, I was on the wavelength with. She was perfectly nice. She's like, it's not here yet. Don't know exactly when it's going to come, but we will eventually have some. I was like, that's what I needed from you, man.
But then you got the high key.
Yeah. And again, I don't want to seem unappreciative. It was very nice that she was like, let me just find out. And I was like, I'm also serving a purpose of her going like, why the F is the coffee
Sure,
not here?
totally,
Like, I need
exactly.
to make this call anyway,
She's like,
right?
I got a guy here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna leave that over there. Even though I have to. Okay, we're good. Okay.
All right. Well, I only had two things, and I can't think
Well,
of
I guess
another
that's
one.
them.
So there's my things.
There's your things.
And my internet is so crappy that I have to go with things that I already had links for earlier. Open.
Your
so.
internet was so great minutes ago.
I know. I wonder if it's because my phone's over there.
Really?
Could that be?
I mean, you could plug in over here if you want.
Okay.
Does that help? I mean, it'd bring it closer anyway.
I mean, it's not. The battery's not gonna die. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Just, like getting a little extra. I get real antsy when my phone's below 50%, which my kid thinks is hysterical. He rolls around on like 2. Yeah, I wonder.
I do have to say, I have embraced like kind of degapping phone charge.
Oh,
I'm not,
really?
Like I'll just be like, I don't need to charge it at night. It'll be like 30% when I get up.
Let me connect
To be fair, I go
now.
nowhere, so it's like trivial for me to plug it in later. If I had places to be, I'd probably be a little more stressed.
Oh God. Yeah, I can't live.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're what's called a busy
Oh.
professional, Molly.
The other thing, Rich, is I don't have music,
Okay, I can put that in post.
but you can put that in post. So
I can put that in post. Yeah.
yeah, if you can play it now, great. But I don't need it.
I would have to do the loop back thing for.
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah.
Oh. That's bad.
Give it to me.
The SEC
I got mine.
says that its X account was compromised and used to post that Bitcoin ETFs had been approved. Today
What
would be a
was-
day for me to sell all my Coinbase holdings because I bet that's
Seriously?
through the roof.
What was the last one? The big account that there was been a bunch.
Have there?
Oh
They
yeah.
are in the process of approving, but they have not approved yet.
Right.
So it was the fact that they had actually said they approved it.
Yeah. Somebody shorted it.
There's the.
Oh, had I only known.
It only went up 2,000 per coin, but still. that's
Still.
what- and then it dropped to 40. It went up to 47, dropped to 44, and now has balanced out at 45, which is actually below what it had been.
Mandiant, the security firm Mandiant, Netgear, and Hyundai had also recently had crypto scams take over their
Yeah.
X
Oh,
accounts.
dang.
So SEC, another level of that, but you can
It's
hear
a-
more about
it's
it
a
on
bad one.
cybersecurity headlines every single day. Gives about.
There you go. Oh, but yeah, look at that. My little Coinbase balance is almost back to where I started.
I didn't realize at first I can hear Rich on YouTube, but not Discord.
Oh,
Well, that's
odd.
weird. Did it cut me off?
Well, then why am I bothering to do the pass through? Oh, I know why. I do. Well, no. Talk, Rich.
Hi, this is Rich Straffolino. You're listening to the sound of my voice. A true
Okay.
treat for all the senses.
I know what it is. This is why I set up systems where I don't have to change settings ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's called
Input
design.
device,
Don't,
pass through.
the Discord's already dealt with you replying to things that they can't hear. So at this point.
Okay, now you can hear Rich on the
Hi, this is
Discord.
Rich Straffolino. Discord, welcome one and all to the glorious timbre that is my existence.
All right.
Tombra.
Yes.
That's not me.
Tombra.
The
Timbre.
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 Tombra.
Bro.
Yes, Ron Reed, we are reading this chat, okay?
We are.
I mean, I'm not. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. I am.
You
I'm
can
reading
read
the
that
StreamYard
chat,
chat.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking right at it.
It's the Discord one you can't.
The chat.
Just don't start the show yet because I'm reloading my spreadsheet, which could take apparently like an hour because we're doing this from the 90s.
Just an FYI, I do have a hard out at 6:15. I have to be
Which
at a
is
PTA meeting,
4:50?
which is 3:15 your time.
3:15.
3:15.
3:15.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am the secretary of a kindergarten PTA, so it's pretty big.
Oh,
Aww.
And I printed the agendas this week, so I really can't be.
right.
Okay, let's
All right.
begin. I'll look over Tom's shoulder if I need to. Because I.
Well, you're going to need to read the intro, Molly.
Oh, son of a bee.
Wait, is this not recording? I don't see recordings.
Ruh-roh.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, we can download from YouTube, if nothing else.
We can, but let me.
That is the least ideal, however.
Yeah.
I mean, Google Drive is not like down for you guys, right?
No, my
No.
I cannot
Magoo
That's
Drive
so
is good.
weird.
to go.
It was just, we were just praising it, that it was so good.
I know.
All right. It's a thing. I'm not going to bother the single mic. I'm just going to do the full recording. Oh, I'm going to have to remember to switch all these back. And I'm not going to remember, and it's going to be a pain.
I'll shoot you a text, Tom.
Thanks.
Let me.
All
Yeah,
right.
Zoe, I'm multi-platform is basically where I'm at these days. So-
Hello?
Hello.
Rich, say something.
Hi, this is Rich Straffolino,
All right.
and you're welcome.
There will be a small test file of today's It's a Thing, and then there will be a second file that will be the actual show.
That's going to be the bonus content, actually. It's just that.
Well, yeah, there you go.
What's super weird is if I open this on my phone, no problema.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm now recording everything. Oh,
Fantastic.
and
So
you're
I'm
tethered.
just- And I'm tethered.
Theoretically, it
Yeah.
should work fine.
Okay, fine. I'm
Theoretically
gonna just use my phone.
All right,
Works for me.
if that's what you want, internet, that's what we'll do.
That's why you need decks in your life.
I mean,
Samsung decks.
Keep your decks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Word.
Okay, here we go. And are you ready? All right.
Got my phone here, ready to rock.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, I'm Molly Wood.
And I'm Tom Merritt.
Welcome to It's a Thing, the weekly podcast supported by you. where we are a community of passionate individuals sharing knowledge and working together to develop the thing industry. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, that is our presentation in the keynote we're giving here at the Consumer Electronics Show.
It is, in fact, and this is on the nose, the about statement of CTA.tech, because Tom and I are together in real life at CES on the show floor in Tom's super cool booth where I'm just a squatter and sandwich eater.
Come on in.
Hanging
eat all your
out, recording.
sandwiches.
It's a thing
Enjoy.
we did Daily Tech News Show, if you haven't heard that.
Right before this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Just hanging out all day.
Molly, Sarah, Roger, the whole gang. And that's the CTA mission statement?
Evidently. It's really short and sweet.
Technomensch is in our chat because we're actually live streaming this on the DTNS YouTube and Twitch channels as well, so you can go catch that later on demand. Technomensch nailed it. He's like, CTA mission statement, and I can guarantee I saw him say that before we revealed what it was.
Dang.
So, yeah.
Well, he's good
eye.
at pattern recognition, too. He's like, I bet. And to answer the question, the last time I went to CES was actually 2020. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah,
It was
same
almost
here.
like the last one. Did they have it last year?
They did. It was in person last year.
Right.
And a lot of people didn't go, but it happened. And then 2 years ago, they had it in person, and everyone pulled out.
Right.
And then they didn't have it in person.
And then they didn't. Right.
Yeah.
I remember that. And they stalled and
Yeah.
dithered until the last second. It was like, just cancel it.
Yeah.
Cancel it.
So it's only been back in person for a year then. And so I've only missed one in recent times that had people at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, in fact, although they are not consecutive, my 22nd.
I was thinking, I think I've been to 20 of them, but again, not non-consecutive, because I missed some in the early days of DTNS. I just covered it remotely. I didn't go, and then obviously I missed last year, and we all missed a couple of years in there too. So
Yes.
yeah. Well, one thing you see a lot of in Las Vegas is whiskey, Molly,
Yes, you do.
especially at those press events. I have been keeping my eye out for Rampur, which was recently awarded the best world whiskey in the John Barleycorn Awards. I make no claim to know whether the John Barleycorn Awards are as prestigious as their press release claims they are. Maybe they are. I have no idea. But these kinds of awards, while they may or may not tell you the best whiskey, they generally go to whiskeys that you're familiar with, that have got a big reputation, right? That you're like, oh, yes, that's the Hibiki or Johnny Walker or something like that. Rampur is an Indian single malt whiskey. And Indian whiskey is kind of becoming a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that whiskey came out of India at all. I mean, I guess I don't know why it wouldn't necessarily, but I just think of it so specifically as, I guess, a sort of southern U.S. thing.
Yeah. Well, and this is single malt, so you could also compare this to Scotland, to Scotch whiskey, right?
Right. True.
But yeah, if it's not coming from bourbon country, it's coming from Scotland, and then there's Irish whiskey and there's other whiskeys out there,
totally.
but
But
Jack
not
Daniels,
India.
but India would probably, and Japanese whiskey, et cetera. But
Totally.
but you would probably not have thought of India until recently. And the Indian whiskey community has been around for a long time, mostly as it's a lot more expensive to get whiskey imported, so let's make some here. But it's getting good. It's getting recognized as being like a preferable option at the market in India versus, we had to drink the domestic stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there is Greek wine, but you don't want to drink it. But it's not like that.
Right.
Although apparently Greek wine has also gotten good. Don't come for me. Oh my God.
It's funny. Like, I don't know if you've ever run across this, but in really old movies or radio shows, you will hear them talk about, I guess we have to settle for the California wine. Right. It's, India's having its moment, its California wine moment where it's like, it's actually really good.
I love that. I mean, I feel like you could have a lot of fun making your identity being like, I'm an Indian whiskey person. Like, I know you're into Japanese whiskey. That's adorable. It's too smoky for me.
Do you like a Rampur Asava? Oh, you've not heard of it? It's an Indian single malt.
I'm about that sipping lifestyle. Indian whiskey. I love that one. That's a really good one. Well, this is the part of the show where I embarrass Tom and possibly myself and everyone else a little bit. Evidently, my Instagram feed has decided that I am at a stage in my life where I need to be reading more smut.
Mm-hmm.
And recently delivered a video to me where this woman was talking about how she'd read like 7 reverse harem books.
Okay. I'm going to guess
Yeah.
it's when it's a woman with a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward
Yeah.
as a concept, but apparently it's also a thing. So I was like, sure, I'm in. I'll download some
Did you try?
smutty. Yeah, I read
Yeah?
a whole series of like 4 books, like smutty.
Oh,
reverse
it's like
harem.
that. You can read them fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Okay.
have to.
Right.
You're kind of skipping ahead for various.
This
parts
isn't
of them
Fourth Wing.
and stuff. Yeah, it's not. No, exactly. You're not working your way through this.
Gotcha.
But so I found some on Kindle Unlimited. That's like delightful, free download. Blah blah blah. So I'm just living there in my secret little smutty universe, and then I see another Instagram post mention reverse harem, which is also sometimes referred to as #WhyChoose. Because the idea is that these,
why not
these
both
female
or
protagonists
more than both?
don't have to choose, and why would they?
Saray suggested it should be called a harem.
Oh, hey, good one. Well, so then when I saw the second Instagram post that referred to reverse harem,
And not an ad, post.
not an ad,
Right,
like a
right.
post, I was like, well, is it possible that this is a thing and not just my hilarious smutty indulgence? It's a thing.
It's totally a thing.
There was a write-up on Book Riot about it that goes all the way through, like, you've probably heard it. This is from April 2023. You probably heard about these books. We'll cover all you need to know, including the controversies, because of course the name is considered maybe a little problematic, and they're trying to get WhyChoose to be a little more popular, but it's not really taking off. People just really like saying it. And then it's like, evidently there's a whole lot of discussion about, well, is it polyandry or polyamory, or this or that? Is it a mixed harem? But evidently the book world may be separate from the literary world. I don't want to, talk it down since I'm devouring these things like crappy candy. But the book world has settled on reverse harem.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. And they're a thing.
Yeah. And I like that Book Riot points out polyamory is the technical term for a reverse harem relationship. Polyandry is a woman married to multiple men. And polyfidelity is when sex is restricted to within the group. Not a free-for-all. Cheating exists. It's just
right.
There's a group.
They're like committed.
Yeah.
Well, and what's funny about these books too is that they are. I think there was some discussion about, is polyamory actually it, because it's really like the men don't have other partners in these books. They're just obsessed and in love with this woman.
Okay.
So it's literally they're there for her.
That feels like polyfidelity.
And then she's like, it's more like polyfidelity.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I don't have to choose. Ha ha.
Right.
I'm living the dream. And they're super romantic, of course. Right?
Yeah,
they're super
they should be.
smutty.
Right.
But they're in the genre of like, it's wish fulfillment galore.
Yeah.
For women in all the ways that you could possibly imagine. So there you go. So that's what's happening in the smutty set.
I think this is really interesting. I had not heard of it.
You know where
before.
it came from too? Manga and anime.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's been
that
big
makes
there
sense.
for a while, and
Yeah.
then now it's made its way into like quick turn kind of romance novels.
I think there's a meta thing we're starting to hit on here too, which is a lot of romance subgenres. So did we talk about romantasy? Romance fantasy?
Well, kind of when we talked about Iron, whatever.
Yeah, Fourth Wing.
Fourth Wing.
Yeah. And Iron is the sequel.
It is
Iron
okay, good.
something.
Some
now I'm blanking.
thing, right.
Yeah. But I read Fourth Wing. That's why I remember that one. Yeah. There's also a bunch of other like subgenres of romance that are like targeting niches. I think that's a meta thing that's coming out of this
Maybe.
too. That's really
I think that always
interesting.
has been a thing, and it makes sense that there would be now that there's this women empowerment thing and the singlehood and
Yeah,
this
yeah,
and
yeah.
that. And then women just apparently being like, I'm reading smut all day, every day, people. Step back.
Yeah. I think smut is being elevated.
Hot damn, let's go.
And maybe
It's
it
all over
needs,
Kindle
I don't
Unlimited.
know if it needs a new word or if you're just gonna, empower the word smut so it's no longer derogatory. But yeah, I feel like that's a thing on the way.
Maybe, the thing.
Interesting.
That's very fun.
So brands often plaster their name, right? When you're a clothing brand, it's often like, I'm gonna have the, it says Ralph Lauren or a big horse or whatever. There's a logo. There's the LV for Louis Vuitton, right? That's all recognizable. There are some brands like Bottega Veneta that don't do that, but it's almost more in opposition to the fact that everyone does it, that their brand is not to have the logo.
Right.
But the Wall Street Journal says texture is becoming the next status symbol. So that some brands are moving away from having a brand, like a logo or their name on the clothes, to a texture that is a significant indicator that it's that brand. The one I could think of is the what was the bag? I want to call it the Jenny bag, the puffy bag.
The puffy bag.
Yeah, the puffy bag, which you instantly recognize. You're like, oh, that's the puffy bag, right? There's a mohair line from MalineBurger.com where they make skirts and shirts and tops and everything out of this really like strandy mohair, so that you immediately recognize, that must be a Maline burger because look how it's got the strandy mohair.
It's super hairy.
It's super hairy, exactly. Or this one from 4S Designs that just weaved the wool into a pattern. So it's kind of a logo, but it's actually just the pattern of the wool, which is a little more like Louis Vuitton, I guess, with the LV, the interlocking
right,
LVs.
Totally. I like that, though.
But it's not an actual L, or, it's not an actual logo. It's just
it's an actual texture.
Yeah. And that feels a little like, what's the one that has umbrellas and coats and it's got
Burberry.
Burberry. Thank you. Yeah.
Right. Where it's a classic, again, design.
Yeah.
But that's a design thing. This is actually a physical choice.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's hair coming off of those.
Yeah. And the wool one
clothes.
is woven in the wool. It's not just printed on
Ooh,
it.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. And it got that Wall Street Journal A-head treatment, so it's
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. That's where I saw it. But they had enough different examples of it that I'm like, okay, they're definitely also identifying a thing, not just creating a thing out of
absolutely,
nothing.
yeah. Out of whole cloth, if you will.
Out of whole mohair.
Whole hair.
So yeah, using a texture instead of a logo for brands, it's a thing.
Oh, I really like that one. I think that's very cool. Yes, Ron Reed, I'm definitely shopping. No, I mean, it sort of makes a lot of sense. It feels like there's just been a little bit of a step change in materials usage.
Yeah.
Like the puffy this, and we were talking about the really, really crazy soft stuff. And I don't know what's happened in material science, but maybe it's become cheaper and easier to
make these
mass
different things.
manufacture hairy shirts.
Right. That sounds true. I don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But it sure
That should have been in that Wall Street Journal.
Fits the facts, yeah.
That's journalism. Well, speaking of really cute, hairy things, again, something I did not think was a real thing and definitely thought was something that was only on my Instagram feed is apparently a real thing, and it's micro cows. Like
milk
small
cows, like cows that give milk and
No,
no,
just having like little
but
tiny cows.
you mean the animal?
Oh yeah, I mean cows.
Yeah.
I mean moo.
Yeah. like animals that go moo, but small.
Yeah, micro cows. And there's one, I think it's called like a Scottish Highland cow, and it's got like its
Like
hair
a
comes
Shetland
over.
cow.
It's like the Shetland cow, and it always has hair coming over one eye, and it's just super freaking cute. And just people are out here getting mini cows and having them like live in the house and
pocket cows,
putting them all over. Yeah, pocket cows, putting them all over Instagram. Just micro cows. People just can't get enough of their little cows. And then I found an Instagram video where this woman's just like,
don't get a cow.
I mean, she's like, if you know a white woman these days of a certain age, she's trying to bring home a micro cow, and that should not live in the house. But I was like, wait, there's a backlash.
There's
That
already
means
it's a thing. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. If there's already a backlash against micro cows, they don't even take up that much room. But also, my sister has cows or had cows, and full size cows, mind you.
Yeah.
They're a lot to take care of.
For sure.
I imagine just making them smaller wouldn't really make them that much easier to take care of.
No, probably not.
Maybe there's less poop.
But I mean, how has something become enough of a thing that you have to make the thing buzzkill video?
You're right. I know.
Like, they're out here milkshaking micro cows.
Get it?
Heyo. It's how big a deal. Micro cows are like, people are, that, the whole
How
pandemic
big are they?
situation got really out of hand. They're like tiny pony size. I mean,
Okay.
big, way bigger than
They're
a
not
dog.
like hand size.
No, they're big.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still
Yeah. You're not going to have one in your bed.
200 pounds or whatever. But I think people are trying to do that. I mean, seriously, whatever happened with the pandemic and pets, and maybe it's just like because that content really gets rewarded, people have gone a little nuts with the animals. Thank God, because it's my favorite thing to consume on the internet.
Well, in India, they always drink whiskey with their reverse harem of micro cows while wearing their mohair.
The micro cows don't like it when you wear the mohair because they think you're one of them.
Well, they like it too much. You don't want that kind of attention.
You don't want that smoke. Exactly. Other reasons not to get a micro cow.
Oh, my gosh. Also, every once in a while, we like to circle back and check in on a thing. Interestingly, I was in the Container Store with my friend Lamar and my wife Eileen, and they were talking about the Stanley stuff. And I was like, oh, you guys obviously don't listen to our show. It's a thing. You already know about all the Stanley stuff. And then we went to the Hydro Flasks, and I was like, also a thing. And they're like, ha, 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 yeah. I'm like, no, seriously, also a thing. By the way, within 24 hours, Lamar had bought a Hydro Flask.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, but he did the wrong one. That's so 1 year ago.
Yeah. I don't know. Did he?
No. I mean, Hydro Flask, I would argue, paved the way for Stanley to do their cool redesign.
But they were aware of the Stanley thing. I sent them this thing that we're circling back to after you brought it to me and Rich's attention, and they were stunned.
Oh, my God. So there was a post on Instagram. Now, I would like you to know that Stanley is my life. As the parent of a Gen Z/Gen Alpha, who also has a Gen Z girlfriend who didn't have a Stanley and then got one, and then she got two, and then she lost one, and then his broke, and then we've been emailing them, and then we had to get a new one, and then there was a whole thing about which color. It was a total scandal. And all I talk about is Stanley. I got Stanleys for my dad and my stepmom to be in the cult at
Great
Christmas.
gift. Yeah.
And then I saw this Instagram post from Little Jupiter that was just screenshots of Stanley's on sale, because what has happened, we talked about this. We already did a circle back on special edition and special issue ones, and how there were like the Valentine's Day ones at Starbucks that sold out immediately.
Yeah, right.
That are now, and then there was footage of a Target release where people were just beating each other up like Black Friday of yore, and now they're being sold online for like $1,000.
Wow. Stanley Flow State Quencher 30-ounce tumbler Camellia, lowest ask $1,000.
1,000. This is where we are. That was, I mean, Little Jupiter rarely comments on the absurdity of the kind of pop media stuff that he posts. And even Little Jupiter was like, this is how we're starting 2024? $1,000 pink Stanley mugs? What is happening?
That's the asking price, the lowest asking price. How many do you think they sold?
I mean, maybe like a lot. And the chat is pointing out that there was the viral video of the Stanley that still had ice in it. I mean, you know, they've really.
That's what Lamar and Eileen had saw, was that viral video.
Yeah, the Stanley thing just goes on. And in fact, I'm glad that I saw that post just in time for the email, feedback@itsathing.me, that we got from Matt Bat on those cups saying, I have no idea what or why pink Stanley cups are a thing, but apparently they are. Yesterday, my wife got one for her birthday, and the giver apologized that it wasn't pink.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Now today, my Facebook feed is full of pink Stanley memes.
Yeah. So that's somebody probably on TikTok seeing it, maybe on Facebook, though, or Instagram, and being like, oh, I bought this before I saw this.
Which, you know, had it been a pink one, then you have to tackle your wife, take it away, and put it on eBay immediately.
That's, yeah.
Sorry, honey.
That is great. Scott on a Threads thing said, I keep seeing a trend on Threads and I cannot block these people fast enough. The trend is repeating the same sentence 5, 6, or 7 times. I hope this is not a thing, but based on the frequency I am seeing it, I fear that it is. Scott, people repeating things on Threads for engagement is a thing. Let me say it again. People repeating things for engagement on Threads is a thing. People repeating things on Threads for engagement is a thing. Molly?
People repeating things on Threads for engagement is a thing.
People repeating things on Threads for engagement is a thing, Scott. I'm sorry.
Is it
But that's
really
what they're doing, yeah.
They are?
Because it makes people mad. Because you say the thing that's slightly controversial, but you say it enough times that it, even if somebody has a natural aversion to responding because you posted it 12 times, like, why did you have to post it 12 times? Boom, engagement.
Oh, God, I hate the internet. I'm sticking with Pink Stanleys and smut.
Yeah. Pink Stanley. Oh, Pink Stanley
Pink
smut.
Stanley smut. Ooh.
It probably exists. I'm not going to claim.
Why
credit.
hashtag why choose just one Stanley?
Yes.
Get them in every color. Nick writes in on a meme thing. Hi, Molly, Tom, and Rich. I feel like I've noticed a big uptick in memes and reels and TikToks where someone says, we're insert thing here, followed by something related. That's funny. I almost made this one of my things today, but I felt maybe it had peaked. An example was from IFL Science posting, we're science lovers. We never miss an opportunity to say correlation isn't causation. Funny one. I've seen this for other stereotypes also. Is this a thing? And did you already say something about this? It's a thing. We're Denver guys. Of course we're going to drive our Subaru to pick you up on the date with a puffy vest. We're Gen X. Of course we have never known the touch of a mother's love. I don't know.
Yep,
Just one
that tracks.
example.
We're CES attendees. Of course our feet hurt.
Right. We're CES attendees. Of course we're wearing 3 badges and we're crying.
Yes.
Yeah, huge thing.
That's a good one. Thank you, Nick. James the Trucker with a confirmation. Hey there, THDs. I'm in a semi-unique position to confirm Spanish language content and confirm it's regional. I'm a truck driver, and a lot of the ad buys on podcasts track location. I get all sorts of weird regional ads on podcasts, and when I'm in Texas or the Southwest in general, I've gotten a few Spanish ads. My favorites, though, are the Wisconsin, Minnesota ones, especially when I'm a few days down the road, and all of a sudden, I'm getting a random "don't you know" accent, seemingly out of the blue. Yeah, I've had that happen international trips, too, where I'm like back home catching up, and then suddenly the podcast ad is in French,
Right.
Or it's an Australian accent,
You're
or
like,
something.
what?
Yeah.
Skip from strangely cold Tallahassee has got some things. His climate change skip. Hi, Molly, Rich, and Tom, alphabetically. I think that hockey romances are a thing this year. They came to the forefront when book talkers were getting a little too creepy about a hockey player on the Seattle Krakens, so much so that his wife reacted publicly. So I guess this means that people are finding hockey players way too hot in public, which would be a new development, and I'm surprised you're not up on this, Mr. Merritt. And then he says, I have one for you as well. The phrase "sushi baka" keeps coming up in Minecraft streaming videos that my daughter watches. It's just what it sounds like, sussy from suspicious, and baka from the Japanese for fool or stupid, so sussy baka. I thought for the longest time she was making this up until I heard other kids at her school using it. Is it just a Minecraft thing, or is it going farther than that? Love the show. Y'all keep me in the loop for all the weird changes in pop culture that this exennial raising an alpha child has to keep up with.
Oh, Sussy Baka.
Sussy Baka.
Alpha, our first alpha child thing.
Oh, it is our
That's
first
exciting.
alpha child thing. This is huge.
Yes. Gen Z, you're old.
Sussy Baka.
You're now old
Yeah,
as
you're
of today.
done.
Welcome
Sorry,
to the club.
my child. You're
Yeah.
out of the loop. Unless you're rocking
You're a little
Sussy
Sussy
Baka.
Baka.
He's over there like talking about Cap. Bo Ray.
Cap. Nobody says Cap
Nobody
anymore.
says Cap
Sussy
anymore. It's all
Baka.
Sussy Baka. That is so fun to say.
Oh, that is fun to say.
I can't stop.
Also, hockey romances are book. There's a book trend of hockey romances.
What?
That was Skip included that in the email, but we kind of gets overshadowed by the public
Oh, right. Because
backlash.
book
but
talkers, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, smut.
It's having a.
It's the hot genre of 2024.
It is.
Hot damn.
And then Sarah in San Francisco on a new TikTok Hi, Molly, Tom, and Rich. Apologies if you already mentioned this and I missed it, but North Sea TikTok is such a thing. Each video shows terrifying huge ocean waves with the same ominous song, which now lives in my head rent-free. I hate these videos. I skipped them immediately, but they just kept popping up anyway. And then my feed started filling up with videos about people desperately trying to get off North Sea TikTok. To be honest, I'm not even 100% sure where the North Sea is, aside from, the North. But after seeing these videos, I will never, ever go there. Thank you very much. Thanks for the awesome pod.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's so good. That's so
They have not
good.
made it to my feed yet, but I love this.
Beware. They may at any moment.
may.
I feel like that's an algorithm glitch that started sending the wrong people North Sea, because then
must
it
be.
reacted with there's a lot of other people like you that want to get off North Sea TikTok.
And then that became its own hilarious
And then that
thing.
becomes its own thing in addition.
Oh,
So
just
good,
wait,
Sarah.
Just
Thank
wait
you.
till the algorithms start making independent AGI decisions.
Yep.
Good times, everybody. The good times continue in 2024, our 10th season of It's a Thing, thanks to you, those of you who support us at patreon.com/It's a Thing. And those of you who support us at the shout out level also get to be content.
Indeed. We don't settle for just saying your name, putting it on a website. No. Rich, our producer, weaves the shout out names into a story, into a world, into an homage. Sometimes all three at once.
Often all three at once. It's incredible. And in fact, I would argue that this week's shout outs are really all three. They are based on Paul Thurrott's super site for Windows. Hold on, your name is on top of it.
Preview.
Windows preview of Windows Media Center's PCs. Do you remember the Media Center
So
PCs?
Super Site for Windows was Paul's old site.
Right.
Now he runs Thurrott.com, which makes people think he writes all the articles, but he doesn't. He has a whole team. And Windows Media Center PCs, remember?
Oh, yeah.
We saw so many of them at CES back in the day.
They were like proto Roku PCs.
Yeah.
Like the idea was that they would become this hub.
Right.
The way that the Apple devices kind of had or have, that they would be like a version of Windows that gave you all your music and your streaming in this really easy, seamless way,
Yeah.
because Windows is awesome at that.
You get all the benefits of a Windows PC with media on your television.
Yay.
I actually was kind of a big fan of them at the time because it was before Roku. It was before Apple TV.
They
I was
weren't
like, this is
terrible.
great. This is a great idea. It's so much better than Media Tank and all these other futzy things. So, yeah.
Also, just even looking ahead at our shout outs is making me realize how old we are.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Dear
gosh.
heavens.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. During the Consumer Eric Duncan Show, CEDS, in early January 2002,
Ouch.
Mike Akins unveiled two technologies, codenamed Benjamin Forrest and Morris Jones, designed to extend the reach of Kevin Sill from Baylor Trucks into the far larger and more lucrative Louis Saint-Amour. The plan, launched through the company's E. Joe Hood division, aims to leverage the power and intelligence of A.J. Venturella while offering simplicity and convenience for A.B. Puppy.
Currently, Kevin Sill is powerful, but limited to specific lead prices. As we move toward a more connected world where digital Jake Woods experience such as music, photos, and Laura Abel are used more and more, with Brian John Farcaro, it makes sense to bring Gabriel Cohen into other areas of James C. Smith. It just makes sense, right?
Just makes sense.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Windows Media PCs.
Indeed. Brings back memories.
It does. There is nothing like CES to remind us.
Do you remember Ultra
these
Mobile
old phones.
PCs?
Yeah. Ultra
The
mobile.
little Windows it was Windows embedded, Windows CE, and you held it in your
Oh,
hand.
God. Windows CE. They all look like little Nintendo DS devices.
Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't work. Turns out,
UMPCs.
laptops.
Indeed.
UMPCs. Oh, God. Oh, it hurts. I feel it in my old bones. Thank you so much for listening to all the years of Buzz Out Loud, and also It's a Thing. You can become a member of It's a Thing and help support the show and keep us on the air. You will also get to join your fellow fans in the Discord live when we record each week. You'll get an ad-free RSS feed and our undying gratitude Patreon.com/itsatthing.
You can also support the show if you want to shop for some things through our affiliate links. Look for them in the show notes. And we also collected them all at a page, itsathing.me/shop. And once again, we love getting your things. Your things are so good. Some of the best things we get. So email us at feedback@itsathing.me.
See you next week. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Give it to me.
Give it to me. I was so
Fantastic
confused
show.
about whether I should just start or then try to mentally imagine the music, and then I just split the baby.
I'll
Started
awkwardly
talking.
insert it all over.
Yeah, Rich isn't in control now.
Windows Media PC.
Okay, so before I have to bounce, I was trying to find a comprehensive list of all of the best of CES award winners, and it does not exist. And I even tried asking ChatGPT, and it says just look it up.
Really?
It's
So there's
just
not even
readily
like a
available with
there's
Google.
not like a Wikipedia article.
I did not, unless DuckDuckGo
That's a Wikipedia failure.
completely let me down. But
Whoa.
like I could find all the Engadget and CNET best
like
ofs
in
over the
like when
years.
they were in charge. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
That's
like.
a
It's weird. I could not find just
epic
give me
fail.
the list. I think probably I don't know if CES wants to do that only because like, you know, it might not look that great when the award winner is like defunct or like 2 years later or something.
Yeah, I
don't
could
know.
see that.
I mean, I guess, but no. Still, it's for its
I don't know.
posterity.
There should be this is a Wikipedia, one of the rare Wikipedia fails
Yeah.
where there is not a
If there is.
subpage. I just looked on Wikipedia, best of CES. It redirects to either the CES site or the Engadget section, which just says in 2013 it was announced Engadget would be the new judge.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Somebody
my God,
get
that
on
was
that.
that long ago.
Yeah.
If I have a list of this, feedback at itsathing.me. Let me know.
Tech
I,
TV did it one year. I remember that.
I do have to run. I will
Yep.
see if.
Skedoodle.
Yeah. I will.
So you're
take
gonna
some
hit
notes.
stop or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magic.
I will end the stream and then we'll say goodbye to everyone. Goodbye, everyone.
Oh, sorry, so abrupt. Bye, everybody.
See y'all.
See you
Take
next week.
care. We'll try not to get sick. Okay, bye.
Stop.